I got blamed for divorcing my cheating husband. He didn't just cheat, he had a whole second family. A woman, a child, 8 years of lies running parallel to our marriage like a second heartbeat I never knew existed. I found out the way you find out in nightmares. Not a text message, not a confession. The woman showed up to my mother-in-law's birthday party with their son and announced, in front of both our families, plates still full, candles still lit, that my husband needed to stop hiding and be a real father. The room went completely silent. I remember looking at my husband's face. He didn't look shocked. He looked caught. My mother-in-law recovered first, and what she said next is something I will never forget for as long as I live. She said the boy should move in with us. That financial support wasn't enough. That her son needed to step up and be a father figure. She said it calmly, like she was suggesting we repaint the living room, like I was just supposed to absorb this, nod, and keep cooking dinner. I asked for a divorce on the spot, right there in front of everyone. My family stood behind me immediately. His family erupted, but the one who broke me wasn't him. It wasn't his mother. It was my daughter. She was 15, old enough to understand exactly what was happening, and instead of standing next to me, she stood in front of him. She begged me not to do it, said her dad was sorry, that he promised it would never happen again, that the little boy was innocent in all of this, and we could just be a family, all of us together, like that was a normal thing to ask. I looked at her and something shifted in my chest. I asked her directly, "Did you know about this?" She stuttered, changed the subject, looked at the floor. She knew. She had known for years. That's when everything I thought I understood about my own life started coming apart at the seams. Over the following days, the full picture emerged. My husband had been visiting his son every other weekend for years. They used my sister-in-law as cover. She was frail and sickly, lived about an hour away, and it was completely normal for them to go check on her. I never questioned it. I had even joined them on some of those trips, smiled, made small talk, helped carry groceries. The affair partner lived near her. Their son had grown up knowing my husband as his father, while I was an hour away, completely in the dark. I tried to count the years and I couldn't stop shaking. I filed for divorce. The house had been mine before the marriage, which meant when the papers were signed, my husband and his mother packed their things and left. I stood in the kitchen after they were gone and just breathed, quiet for the first time in what felt like years. My daughter didn't move back in with me. She moved out with them. The last thing I heard, the mistress and her son had moved in with all of them. My ex-husband, his mother, my daughter, the woman, and the child, all under one roof. One big family that got built on top of the wreckage of mine. I won't pretend that didn't hurt. It destroyed me in ways I'm still finding words for. Months passed. My daughter called a few times to set up meetings, then canceled every single one. I waited. I stayed patient. Then one afternoon, she showed up at my door unannounced, and I let her in because she is still my daughter and I never stopped loving her, even when she made it very hard. What followed was not a conversation. It was a performance. She told me about how small the house was, how she had to share a room with her grandmother, how there was no peace, how her father was drinking every night, how money was tight. She said all of it like she was reading charges against me in a courtroom, like I had caused every single thing she was describing simply by refusing to stay married to a man who lied to my face for nearly a decade. Then she told me she wanted to come home. I said yes, immediately, without hesitation. Then she said she wanted to bring her brother. I said no. She pushed hard. She told me that if I really wanted her back, I needed to forgive her father and reconcile, that my conditions were unreasonable, that her brother was family now, and I had to accept that. I told her she was my family. He was not. None of them were. She called me a bad wife, a bad mother, said I destroyed everything over ego, said if I truly loved her, I would have compromised, said her father was a great dad and that was enough, that I was hypocritical for preaching about betrayal while betraying her by leaving. I asked her one question, just one. If your husband cheated on you someday, would you stay? She said absolutely not. Then I asked why she expected something from me she wouldn't accept for herself. She didn't have an answer. She just got louder. She stormed out, told me I was no longer part of her life, that she was done. I stood in the same kitchen where I had breathed for the first time after the divorce, and I let it settle over me, the full weight of it. I didn't break this family. I just finally stopped pretending the rubble was a home.